Dallas. I was a big fan of Dallas. I'm born in 66, so this show's running like 81, 82, 83. I couldn't even drive yet. I'm watching Dallas. I got suckered into it. Dukes of Hazzard, I think, led into it. What child wasn't watching that ridiculously simple cartoon-like program? I watched Dukes of Hazzard. I was a kid. And then I think Dallas came on right afterwards. And JR was a trip. Anyway. Corporate wants us to run Dallas reruns. Some Who Shot JR program supposedly got good ratings back then. Anyway, we said the hell with that. We're not running that. This is the Neutral Ground. Corey Johnson with you on an absurdly hot Thursday afternoon. Insanely hot out there. 96 feels like $1.05. 96 degrees feels like 105. That's just absolutely harsh. And besides that, it's a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous. Did I say 96 degrees? I'm sorry. It's 97 degrees. Feels like 105. You know what's saving us lately? Low humidity. There's been so little rain. There's very little humidity. I mean, humidity's like in the 40, 50, 60%. Imagine if it was at its usual 70, 80%. 97 would feel like 112. Those $100-degree days that the meteorologists, the weathermen were talking about a few days ago, they've been adjusted, but it's still like 97, 98 the next few days in New Orleans. Rain next week is forecast. But again, we're talking about weathermen and meteorology. Boy, I give them a hard time. And actually, I respect it. It's science. They do the best they can do. I mean, hurricane prognostication has taken off like a rocket ship the last 10 years. I even like the European model. Getting the European model, their spaghetti model. You really get an idea. You get a consensus of, get a good percentage, of where the storm's going to go. And you have so many entities giving their 2 cents. Anyway, but what used to be a day out is now like 3 or 4 days out. What used to be 3 or 4 days out is like a 10-day out now. So they're getting better at the prognostication. Hey, every day this program on radio, 93.9 FM, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. Make it your friend. Hug it, love it. 93.9 FM, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. We're on New Orleans' own 107.9 FM, 107.9 FM. I love this sneaky, powerful little AM signal. You can take it with you on the road to Baton Rouge, on the road to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama, even the panhandle of Florida. We get folks listening at 600 a.m. 600 a.m. Cox Channel 4 TV till 5:30. That's all over Louisiana. Spectrum Channel 333 television, all over Louisiana. Live streaming, local and live. Take the show with you on the road to the gymnasium, to the hunting camp, the fishing camp, the hunting blind, landscaping, golf, tennis, whatever. CoreyTalks.com, live streaming at CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube. Spread the word, would you? We're on YouTube every day. Click to subscribe. It don't cost nothing. Click to subscribe. Click on the notification bell. Click on the thumbs up. Like Fonzie. Cool, bro. It is where New Orleans talks every day on radio, television, streaming. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park. What an operation. Over 15 acres. Over $50 million. It's all brand new. It's all state-of-the-art. Number one Ford dealership in the region. Number one Lincoln dealership in the region. Man, if you're looking at like an SUV, have you seen these black label Lincoln SUVs? About 4 different models I believe, to choose from, if I'm not mistaken. The Corsair, the Nautilus, the Aviator, the Navigator. The Black Label stuff is off the charts. Go check them out on the pad. Or you better go inside the air-conditioned facility. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. On the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra. Right on the corner, right on the price. Folks come from all over the region to the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Yeah, it's ridiculously hot. You know the drill that I'm always into on the show. H2O, agua, water, consume lots of it. I should wait till the break, but I drink it during the break, and I drink it right now because it is insanely hot. Even though we're in, chilling like Bob Dylan inside the Buddy Deliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. The mayor is in Switzerland. New Orleans is in South Detroit. The mayor simply does not care. Shame on you for, being an adult and not knowing better or expecting a different result from the mayor, huh? Crazy. Got a good show lined up for you today. Coming up in the 5 o'clock power hour, we were hoping he could join us yesterday. He got tied up. He's going to join us today in about an hour. Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. Coming up in a few minutes, West banker, former Jesuit football and track and field star, and I'm a De La Salle boy. I don't like saying that. Former Purdue Boilermaker, former LSU Tiger, Special Teams Player of the Year. Plus, he's a broadcaster. Heads up sales for Guaranty Broadcasting about 80 miles up the I-10 in Baton Rouge. And apparently still runs a pretty quick 40 time. We'll ask him about all of that. Gordy Rush is going to join us in a few minutes. About 40 minutes. GQ emailing us. You can too. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Corey spelled Kaare. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. GQ asks a legitimate question via email. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. When did she announce she was going to Switzerland? When the plane was already in the air. GQ in Covington on the North Shore. No, it's pretty pathetic, sinful, ridiculous behavior. The mayor's statement. Mayor Cantrell travels to Ascona, Switzerland to sign sister agreement. I guarantee you, if you, the day before someone in her administration came up with this idea, if 24 hours before you asked Mayor Cantrell, hey, where's Ascona? She would not know it was in Switzerland. None of us know. I've never heard of Ascona. Some well-traveled, some intelligent, well-read person's heard of Ascona, Switzerland, but it's not common knowledge for the average man. So the mayor's statement from City Hall, Mayor Cantrell travels to Ascona, Switzerland to sign sister city agreement. It travels. It's like past tense. Mayor LaToya Cantrell today is traveling to Ascona, Switzerland. And that was yesterday's release. So the plane already left New Orleans. I've said this many times. If this were announced a week or two in advance, the public would freak out all over social media. We got crime problems. You got, stunt shows with cars. You got gangbanger kids with guns. Got potholes everywhere. Go on and on and on. And you're going to Ascona, Italy to sign a sister city agreement. Do it online virtually from City Hall or from your house in Broadmoor. Pathetic. It's pathetic. And it's so typical Mayor LaToya Cantrell. She follows the C. Ray Nagin lead. He used to do the same thing. These junkets weren't announced a few weeks in advance because the public would freak. Even us, lame New Orleans that tolerates this crap. we'd freak out a few weeks in advance. Now the damage is already done. She gets a free trip to Ascona, Switzerland on the taxpayer's nickel. Here's the worst part. Like some, kid, dude, going to Ascona, brah. I got my knapsack. 4 stops, cheapest ticket on planet Earth from New Orleans, $1,700 plus. She did probably 1 stop, probably upgraded to business. It's probably like a $7,000 ticket. This is probably like per person, a $25,000 type trip. And how many went? Typical Junket Cantrell. That's her nickname, Junket Cantrell. What else
The
do you
Port of
expect?
New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. 97 degrees in the Crescent City. Feels like 105. Feels like 105. Absolutely insane. Those 100-degree temperatures, I don't think we're hitting those, but we'll hit 97, 98. That's insane and dangerous. Community center, library, shopping mall, sit in a fast food restaurant. Get your elderly friends, neighbors, relatives in the air conditioning if they don't have air conditioning at their house. Help out neighbors, help out people. Come on. Drive them over to the community center. Heck, just put them in your car and drive around for an hour or two. Go have lunch. Drive them back home. Drive them to the community center. Drive them to the library. Drive them to the shopping mall. Drive them somewhere where there is air conditioning. And lots of this stuff. Gotta hydrate up. The mayor's in Switzerland. We could really use that Nancy Kerrigan cut. What was it, Nancy Kerrigan? After the Galooly guy. Was it Nancy Kerrigan who got hit in the knee by the Galooly guy, Jeff Galooly? Can you pull up that Nancy Kerrigan? Why? We just want to hear it. It's what people are yelling in New Orleans, wondering why the mayor's in Switzerland. And the only emphatic why I could think of was Nancy Kerrigan, that Jeff Galooly guy clocking her in the knee. Who was the Nancy Kerrigan's foe? The crazy blonde? That was Galooly's girlfriend and the other great figure skater. Tanya Harding? Jeez. Jeff Galooly, Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan. Hit me in the head with a friggin' 2x4. How do you knock that out of my head? Can I replace that with, like, neutrons and protons? And can I learn some physics, something? I mean, even if I don't use that. I don't know why she's in Switzerland. I don't know why. I don't know, Nancy. I don't know why.
Something really, really hard.
You can pot it down. Some folks will think I'm being mean about some girl that's got hurt. But, I mean, Nancy Kerrigan, if you remember the Disney World thing, the mic was still on and just abusing Disney World and making fun and kind of revealing herself. It wasn't really the best thing going. Hey, Thursday night, Trey Yen for dinner. Wow. That sounds good to me. How about that whole speckled trout or the flounder? Local fresh flounder, local fresh speckled trout, deboned, but the tail and head intact, flash fried. You get both fillets. Now, just like that, it's perfectly seasoned. It's perfectly flash fried. It's fantastic. But they're just getting started. Ladles and ladles of their signature tung cho sauce on that fresh local speckled trout or fresh local flounder. Get the Tong Cho fresh fish tonight for dinner at Trey Yen. And don't forget, if you're on the Causeway of the North Shore, they've got that curbside delivery. A nice coronavirus silver lining. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Hey, he's a West Banker. He's one of us, a Yaddy New Orleanian, former Jesuit football and track and field star, former Purdue Boilermaker for a season, former LSU football Tiger. He was the Special Teams Player of the Year. Broadcaster. I think he's head of all sales with Guaranty Broadcasting in Baton Rouge, which probably puts him near the top of the pyramid over there. And apparently still a sub 4.8, 4.9, 40 time, supposedly. Gordy Rush joins us on the program. What up, Gordy?
Wow, Corey, we got some corrections. So I got promoted to GM of Guaranty since probably last talk, and there's no way I can run that 40 anymore. I kind of walk now. My days of running are over, but I'm very good on walking on the track. I'm thinking of doing that power walk thing, the run walk.
I knew you were like way up, like second, to the owner or third or something.
Nobody's counting.
Yeah. I just didn't know the title or position. Radio and stuff, Gordy. They not in your position so much or mine because we've been at it for a long time. But you remember in the beginning, they'll throw a title at you, and you're like, "Where's the additional pay with this title?"
Yeah, we still do that, but I laughed in the radio. So I'm vice president, and the term for radio is market manager, right? So market meaning like New Orleans, Baton Rouge is the market. So you're over that market.
Yep.
And so it started as market manager, and then I finally got so tired of people saying marketing manager that we just changed it to general manager. And so that's one of the good parts of being Guaranty and just doing what you're able to do, locally owned.
I think that's
the owner said, I'm going to change this to general manager so I don't have to sit there and correct people.
Yeah, I think it's gone full circle. I think it was originally GM, then someone came up with the cute marketing manager gimmick, and now it's back to GM. All right, wait, what's the deal? I thought you run like a sub 5040 still at like 50-something years old.
I ran 471 at 41.
Oh, okay, so that's like 15 years ago we're talking.
I'm 53 now, right? And
sorry.
I haven't tried. There's just been, first off, nobody's invited me. That was at LSU. They did they invited people to come test the equipment. I used to get that. I don't anymore. And I really have no desire to go run 40 for a time.
No, well, you could get dumb and do like me with a date at Saints camp when they were doing it, and I got to about 25 yards, and the body got ahead of the feet, and I face planted, Gordy.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that before.
I face planted.
I've seen that before.
The girl still went out with me a few more times. I don't know who was.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
very nice of her.
Face planted. Ridiculous. I don't know how you get up from that. I should have gone in the opposite direction. Hey, Gordy, married. How many kids you got?
So I have 3 kids, 14, 11, and 9. And so boy, girl, and been married 15 years.
Who's the best athlete out of the 3?
That's a great argument, a great discussion. Well, it's still work in progress, but
yep.
So my oldest is track football, and he just qualified for the decathlon at the Junior Olympics. It's a mid-distance kid, and he's really good and going in 8th grade. And then my daughter qualified for 4 events, including the triathlon, and she's 9 and going into 4th grade. So, both of them are pretty good. She very well may be the best of all of us. She's special.
We're visiting with the West Bank's own Gordy Rush. Gordy, are you Gordy Rush Jr.?
I'm the 3rd.
Okay.
And then so my oldest son is Gordon the 4th.
Nice.
And we were going to name him Ramsey. My dad died like 10 days before he was born. And so we call him G. He just goes by G Rush, and that was kind of my nickname, and that's what stuck. So he's the 4th, and hopefully we're done because I really didn't want to do the 4th, and my dad not passed a few days before we would have been named something else.
All right. Well, your kid's a little young to ask who's the better athlete, you or your son. Who was the better athlete, your dad or you?
Probably my dad. My dad played a few more sports. We're similar, but he went to Baton Rouge High and ran track and played football, and of course Tulane, got drafted by the Eagles. And
I remember I remember shaking his hand, just those big old hands and fingers kind of bent up. I'm just like, this dude's old school right here. He beat me.
Yeah,
he'll beat me silly at 65.
They don't have fullbacks anymore.
Yep. He because of his size, Gordy, and back then playing, you could argue he was the better athlete than you. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like y'all are similar size, right? He's a little bigger, a little taller.
Yep. Yeah, he would have been a little bit bigger.
Yep.
I think I was probably a little faster.
Yeah, you were a little faster and quicker.
And it's hard arrow-wise, right? Where it's easy, I think, to at least see where my son projects. And everybody, look, man, everybody all have their pluses and minuses, but I didn't really get a chance to see him play. And it was a different era, where, your fullback, your backs, like Billy Cannon was one of the biggest guys, if not the biggest guy on the field.
No, it was unbelievable.
And the linemen were all 160, 170 back in those days.
Yep.
So to have a guy like Cannon that was 6'2", 210 was different.
No, I'm not trying to compare these two, but like Jim Brown was just, today's size running back. Billy Cannon, today's size running back and tight end. Plus the speed of today's playing back then. It was almost, unfair in a lot of ways, just like the super rare athlete like a Billy Cannon. We're visiting with Gordy Rush, native New Orleanian who, Gordy, about 35 years now for you in BR, huh?
Yeah, so, Purdue 86 to 87 and then transferred to LSU in 87. So I've been up there here since 87. That's about right, 35 years.
Wow. Gordy, when we come back.
It's interesting. You put it in perspective, and that's why, obviously I'm down in New Orleans a lot. Still on the board for the Four Kids Foundation that puts on the Zurich Classic. But, you think of it, that's twice as long as I've been in New Orleans. New Orleans is always going to be home to me. But I've been in Baton Rouge now twice as long as I have been, lived in New Orleans.
Yeah, and pretty much your entire adult life, too. But, yeah, like you said, 80 miles down the road to, the Po' Boys and the Gumbo and all that. And Baton Rouge has all that, too. Hey, Gordy, hang on. We're going to knock out a quick break, come back, talk a little bit more about your dad. He played at Tulane. How do you end up at LSU? Was there some good ribbon going on at Sunday dinner and the like over on the Best Bank in Timberlane? Gordy Rush is with us.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks for checking us out at Oh So Fine 93.9 FM, New Orleans Zone 107.9 FM, 600 AM. We're on TV all over Louisiana, Cox Channel 4. We're on TV all over Louisiana, Spectrum Channel 333. Live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. You can check out the show on YouTube during or after the fact. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. Go to Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. East Bankers, West Bankers, they're hiring at their Elmwood facility. North Shore folks, Latrim's hiring at their Hammond facility. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. All right, Gordy. By the way, Gordy Rush is with us from the Best Bank, former LSU Special Teams Player of the Year. You are a Jesuit football star on the football field, and you're one of the fastest guys in the state on that Jesuit track and field team. Why Purdue, and who else was recruiting you? And then why did you leave Purdue after one season? I think you started as a true freshman at safety, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I backed up. I played, but LSU didn't offer. They decided that they had a full list, and they had a kid named Rick Aribo. Kid, he's my age. So he was from Texas. I think he was from Orange, Texas, and he was a safety, kind of similar to me.
He was number 25.
And they went with him, and he wound up being – he didn't play. I think he was a Prop 48, and it just didn't work out. And I wound up having the LSU story I'll finish first. Wound up having a really good all-star game where our team won, played with Coach Curtis, and it was a really good team. And, it got back to me that they said, hey, look, we might have made a mistake. Doesn't work out, let us know. And so left Tiger Stadium to go to 2 days at Purdue. I visited Purdue, Northwestern up in Chicago. Tulane, my dad obviously played at Tulane. I just didn't want to stay home. I grew up in New Orleans, grew up around Tulane. I grew up at all the camps, and I just really didn't want to go to Tulane.
Yep.
And I'm trying to finish the rest. What did I do? Visit-wise, I went to Purdue, I went to Northwestern, went to Stanford.
Wow.
And Wake Forest. And, ultimately, what I liked, Purdue at the time was coming off a good year. Jim Everett was the quarterback. They had some momentum going. They had a good business school. I was too cold in Northwestern, and part of me wish I'd gone to Northwestern, part to the Stanford. And so really of the three, those three in particular, I thought it was a good blend, and it just didn't work out. We turned out to really have a bad season. I had to play Jeff George, a true freshman quarterback, went 3-8. They fired the coach. Fred Akers came in from Texas, and all of it was, it was not the best experiences. And so I came down for the summer and talked with some people and visited with Coach Mike Archer and said, hey, look, I don't have a scholarship. Come walk on. You play. I'll give you a scholarship. And so walked on and had to sit out and played as a sophomore. Of course, just played mostly special teams, but eventually they gave me a scholarship, and which was obviously nice. But just to be able to play for 3 years at LSU was a great honor.
Oh, and there's one thing that, anyone that went to the games, for me it was how I knew about you, where you grew up on the West Bank. One of my best friends who actually did a sports talk radio show with me 30 years ago while he was getting his MBA at UNO, Russell Prody, was your next door neighbor. Sure. So we'd be in the stands in the game, and up on the screen, the little digital, kind of like the little thing on the bottom of the TV, the trailer. LSU had that old school scoreboard, and it could put like one sentence up at a time, and it would be like Gordy rush with the tackle, and my Russell would elbow me, go, hey, my neighbor, there's my neighbor. So you're making these tackles all the time. You were kind of the gunner. You were fast. You went down there, and like I said, what was it, 1989, 1990, 91 Special Teams Player of the Year, right? One of those years. Yeah, no, exactly. Look, it was a good time. It was fun. It was, the cool thing, it was fun for me. I wasn't good enough to start at SEC school, right? And so, that was my opportunity and my chance to play. And so just kind of gave it all I had. And so it was fun, and it was great to play. It was great to play on that stage and experience those things. Really did enjoy it. Speaking of experiencing things, one of the first memories I have of sports talk radio was going on the air in Baton Rouge, getting a job in Baton Rouge. It was when Bob Broadhead got fired live on the air, and they switched some shows around and put me on at 10 a.m. because Doug Dyer asked me, had I ever been on the radio? And I said, well, KLSU. And he goes, that's good enough for me, because he had worked at KLSU, but all I meant was I had called and requested songs live on the air. I never had actually been on the air. So anyway, I get that gig at 10 in the morning, and I was working at Channel 2, and I bring along another guy who was working with me, who I didn't even really know, and we did a show. But I remember you were doing a show with, you were kind of co-hosting with Brian Rushing, whose family owned a flooring store in Baton Rouge. And one of my earliest memories was, geez, how did Gordy, I might have this story wrong, but I think I have it right. How did Gordy get Dan Marley on the show? And someone said, what do you mean? Dan Marley's been sleeping on Gordy's couch.
So, wow, a lot to unpack there. So let's start with radio. So, Brian Rushing was on WIBR up here, which was an AM. And so they had some local owners, and they had a country FM, and then they had an AM, which was a heritage signal, kind of like WSMB or, that had been around for a while. And they decided to just contract out shows, right? In other words, if you could purchase, you do it. And so Brian did that. And I had just finished playing football and, was listening to it. And I was in graduate school, just started an MBA, and so it was perfect that I could go do some of that and work my schedule around it, and got involved. And then eventually Eddie Martini, which is Danny Martini's brother, Rummel Raider, and Eddie, offered me a job to do on air. They would do an evening show on WJBO and also sell the assets around LSU, meaning the end games and the play-by-play and ads at that time in the game day programs.
Yeah, a natural. So you're a former player.
Going in that dual capacity. What's that?
I said a natural. You're a former player. You're affable. You got a good personality. No. You could sell. And my background was business, not media. So, for me, it was I enjoyed doing the interviews and enjoy the radio. But, my passion is business. And the fun part about this job, our job, and what you do is, yes, the sports, but, you make so many relationships, and we're in it to help their business succeed in whatever their goals are. And so it's really been fulfilling, I think, to be able to work this many years in this business with so many different relationships that they're people that are clients that have stood my wedding. And so it's been a good business. I want to say, Gordy, it was John Fine in the morning, then it was Todd Black and myself, and then it was Jimmy Ott and the Rooster at like someplace Lenny's or something like Lenny's.
Yeah, Lenny's, yeah.
And then it was you and Brian Rushing. And Brian Rushing was a talent, I thought.
Brian, Brian was, God bless him, he passed a couple of years ago. But, Brian, that was back when there wasn't, I forgot what else WIBR would play. But there was also, that was one of the first sports networks.
Yeah, totally.
That was 24/7, and it was a little gaming.
What was it? One-on-one sports or something, or
no? Yeah, I forget what it was called. It was based out of Vegas.
Yeah, Papa Joe Chevalier, Rod Williams-Stoll. I hear Rod Williams-Stoll doing USA Today news to this day on some radio outlets. Still in radio, Rod Williams-Stoll.
And Rushing actually got a job out there and worked for a while, and then. Wound up coming back to Baton Rouge, and anyway, he was a tremendous talent. But Buddy Sanji was on that radio station.
Yep.
Obviously Jimmy is still on our ESPN stations, and really is, another West Banker from Terrytown that's built a career, and so it was a good time, and so. IBR is really. I got hit by a hurricane, and it's still. I think it's owned by Cumulus, but back in the days, IBR was a legendary music station, and then, of course, kind of launched sports radio up here in Baton Rouge.
Gordy Rush is with us, visiting with the best banker. Hey, Gordy, how many stations does Guaranty own? Is it all Baton Rouge? Is it other markets?
No, so we have 5 in Baton Rouge. We have 2 Class A or smaller sticks, the 2 104s or one of ESPN 104.5, 104.5 ESPN. We have a talk station, Talk 107.3. We have a classic rock, and we have a country station. So we've got 4 stations. We've evolved. Like you, we do a lot of video. We have a digital media agency that we're partnered in with GatorWorks. It's a part of our family. And then Jay Ducote is a pretty popular chef up here. He has a restaurant, Government Taco. So he does Afternoon Drive, and we have that going as well.
Are y'all flagship of LSU?
Flagship of LSU. Been there since 1997.
Yeah, wow, amazing. Gordy Rush is with us. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. We're coming right back with Gordy, the West Banker, the former Jesuit player's dad, a great football player at Tulane in his own right. Gordy Rush is with us on a ridiculously hot Thursday afternoon. 97 degrees, feels like 105. 3 things to tell you: agua, water, H2O.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a hot Thursday. Hey, how about some great Sicilian or Italian tonight for dinner? Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets is the call. Chicken, veal, fish, everything fresh. Great authentic recipes, some of them from Mom and Grandma. Fausto's Italian Bistro tonight for dinner. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Gordy Rush is with us. Hey, Gordy, as a native New Orleanian, I know you miss the city, but New Orleans is tough. I mean, it's a lot of pluses and it's a lot of negatives. Is Baton Rouge sort of like a New Orleans light in a lot of ways for someone like you, where you're close enough and you're still on the Zurich board, and 4 Kids Foundation board that runs the Zurich and things like that, yet you can be in Baton Rouge and maybe the quality of life is better or something? What am I onto something or nothing at all?
I think it's, I'm one that there are pluses and minuses of both places. I mean, Baton Rouge is kind of like a suburb of New Orleans. I know, New Orleans is so unique. I don't think anything is quite New Orleans. There are pluses and minuses. Obviously, so the city has evolved, and some of it very much is the same. And there are times that I go down there at a LAB convention. I actually stayed in the French Quarter. I don't think I'd stayed there since the 2019 national championship that whole week, and it brings back so many wonderful memories. There's a part of it, of course, I went to Jesuit, and we're at the age now where I've got to choose a high school for my son. And, there's a part of me that there are a lot of special schools in Baton Rouge, but Jesuit was Jesuit, and that was a good experience. And so there are things that New Orleans certainly I miss. But, my wife's from Baton Rouge, and I moved my mom up to Baton Rouge after my dad died, so Baton Rouge is home.
Look, I went to De La Salle. I don't want to hear any more of that Jesuit crap.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. Especially now, there was nothing the Catholic League, and I know non-Catholic League people hate it, is really special. And it, to have all those rivalries, and every week was a rivalry. And I will tell you that so much of the business I do with today are with people from Catholic League and Catholic high school, obviously in Baton Rouge. And so the value of that network, it's hard to put a price tag on. So I know people down there get after each other, but I kind of, I take pride in being a Catholic League person, living with all these Catholic high people up here.
I think I've got this right. I guess it was maybe the year before you arrived, maybe at LSU. I want to say Tommy Hodson would play like 3-4 series, and Mickey Guidry would come in. I think Guidry was a Shaw kid. And I want to say Guidry calls an audible, and Sammy Martin from De La Salle comes out the backfield. And both Texas A&M DBs had the angle on Sammy, but he caught the ball over his shoulder, right over the line, and all he saw was an end zone in 60 yards and dropped that Harvey Williams type 40 times speed that Sammy had, and beeline to the end zone. So I like that Catholic League to Catholic League connection. But I know that's one of my favorite plays.
I mean that was 88. That was actually 86. That game. But I did get to play with Mickey, and Sammy was gone. But you had John and Nicky Hazard that were from Jesuit that were on that team. Obviously, you mentioned from De La Salle was Sammy Martin, Ron Sancho, Nacho Albergamo, Mickey Guidry. Were all part of that team from Shaw High School. Tommy Clapp, George Henriquez were from Brother Martin. I could go around even more. I mean, I played with Clint James and Robert Packnack. We're from McDonough 35.
I saw Packnack.
A lot of New Orleans ties. Pete Jenkins really did a good job back then recruiting New Orleans.
He really did. Pete Jenkins still at it, Gordy. Absolutely amazing. Hey, real quick, Gordy. Go ahead.
Lineman camp last weekend. Lineman camp last weekend. He's down in Nicholls State sweating.
Got to be like 80 years old, huh? 78? 70?
Oh, yeah, he's 80 plus. He's still doing consulting and prepping people for the NFL.
No, he's still sharp as a tack, still physically fit, looks good, moving around great. Probably still has the crib in Destin, too, living the good life. Hey, before we let you go, what do you think so far of Brian Kelly, the LSU head football coach? Maybe not LSU's first choice, but neither was Nick Saban, and neither was Les Miles. A lot of the time, they don't get their first choice. What do you think of the Brian Kelly hire?
Well, really impressed with Coach Kelly. I've had a chance to work an event with him, a fundraiser. Saw him down. He went to Zurich Classic. He's a polished CEO, and he has won everywhere that he's been. He has a vision and a philosophy, and he's guided by that. And I was really impressed in the spring game, the level of execution that they came out and were able to deliver, with a first-year coach. They kept it really basic, but they went out there and executed at a high level for what was called. So I've been nothing but impressed with Coach Kelly.
Would 8-4 be a good season for the first year with this guy?
I don't think 8-4 in Baton Rouge is never a good season.
Well, Gordy, just the last 2 years have been abysmal.
Yeah, they've been abysmal. Look, here's the thing.
And there's not a lot of depth
right now with this it's so hard right now, Corey, with the transfer portal.
Yep.
And I don't know anything about this offensive line. They brought them all in from Florida International, from East Tennessee State, I believe, and you got all these transfers. So my question, I don't know much about these players because we've only had a spring with them, and you could say the same about Auburn. I mean, this is more like NFL, and that you have comings and goings, a heck of a lot more than the consistency that you're used to in college football. I think it's really hard to predict at this point. I'd like to see a little bit of fall camp.
Yep. We got to see a little bit more. There's no doubt. Hey, Gordy, always a pleasure, man. I'm glad we did this afternoon.
No, Corey, it's great to catch up. Congratulations on your success, bud.
No, same right back at you. General manager with Guaranty in Baton Rouge. Thank you, Gordy.
Okay, bud.
That's Gordy Rush joining us live from the capital city, from Tiger Town. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow coming your way next. What's that, Blue Boy? Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission is going to join us next because we missed him yesterday because he got tied up. Is it a crime the mayor's in Switzerland? That's not the first question I'm going to ask. That's pretty legitimate, though, Blue Boy, in a certain way. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM, New Orleans. Don't move.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating.
Yeah. Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
A memo from corporate. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson, 5 o'clock powwow will not be heard or seen this evening. Instead, 2 30-minute reruns of Cheers. What the hell? What the hell?
And they're always glad you came.
How do we get corporate to not run the Cheers program and instead our show comes on? Drew Brees, please. Number 9. Number 9. Yeah, you, right. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees. Corey Johnson back at you. On a Thursday afternoon, it is Where New Orleans Talks. Thanks for checking out the program. Thanks for finding us. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Thanks for finding us on television. Till 5:30, we're on Cox Channel 4 all over Louisiana. Till 5:30, we're on Spectrum Channel 333 all over Louisiana. Live streaming till 6 p.m. like the radio program. CoreyTalks.com. We're also on YouTube. You can check us out on YouTube. 97 degrees, feels like 105. At 5 p.m., a little after 5:07, it is 97 degrees in New Orleans. Feels like 106. Now feels like 106. This is the high of the day, 97, and the feels like 106 is the hottest feels like of the day. That's absolutely painful. Here's something that's crazy. Humidity's like at 41%. Think if humidity was at its usual 65, 70, 75, 80%. It'd be 97, feels like 115 or something. But still, deadly heat out there. This is like when things are still peaking out. So from like about 10:30 in the morning till about 6 p.m., folks that are vulnerable, the elderly, folks with health conditions, you know they don't have air conditioning at their house. Go pick them up. Get them to the community center, the library. Get them to the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A, the Burger King, whatever. Get them to the shopping mall. Get them in some air conditioning. Get them in your car with AC. And lots of this stuff, water, hydration, agua, H2O. You can't drink enough of this stuff on days like this. I drink it live on the air, which I guess is a little crazy, and I drink it like in insane amounts during the break. Gots to stay hydrated. Rain expected next week. That's a possibility. The mayor is in Switzerland. New Orleans is in South Detroit. The mayor simply does not care when you're using taxpayer money, when you're running a cash-strapped city that has lots of problems that need real leadership. The mayor simply doesn't care when she goes to Switzerland to sign a sister city agreement. It's pathetic. The mayor is saying to black, white, Republican, Democrat, any New Orleans citizen that is civic-minded and cares about the city, the mayor is saying, screw you. Screw you. I'm going to Ascona, Switzerland, and that's all there is to it. I'm signing this sister city thing, and I can tell you what, until one of my advisors told me about this, say 2-3 months ago, I didn't know there was an Ascona, Switzerland. No, just absolutely pathetic. And there's some people that will defend and take up for this mayor. That you've got to just be a real delusional person. You know, on her best day, this mayor is painfully average. On her best day, just normal, painfully average. Not a difference maker, not a change agent, just a nobody on her best day. And on her worst day, it's free meals on the city credit card because she can, C. Ray Nagin. And going on these junkets and mentioning it after the plane's already left New Orleans because she can, C. Ray Nagin. It's just really weak. It's petty. It's pathetic. It really is. Thursday afternoon, hot day. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, Gordy Rush joined us, a West Bank guy now living in Baton Rouge, Jesuit guy, LSU football player, running Guaranty Broadcasting, just visiting with Gordy. Tonight, the NBA draft. The young and talented Pels select 8th overall. Tonight, the National Basketball Association draft. The College World Series, it's down to 3. I think it was when it was down to 4, it was Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Not just 3 SEC teams, 3 SEC West Division teams in the Final Four of all of college baseball. Could have been an all-SEC West final. Oklahoma ousted A&M. Now Ole Miss and Arkansas are going to play. One of them will oust the other, and one will make the national title game, or best 2 out of 3. It'll either be Ole Miss or Arkansas playing for all the marbles versus Oklahoma. Arch Manning, some consider him the #1 high school recruit prospect in America, taking his talents about 8 hours down the I-10 West. I guess 7 hours technically. You hit the Colorado River and then take Texas Highway 71 to Austin. Yeah, Arch Manning going to Texas UT. And I guess he'll be in the Big 12 for a season or so and then move on over to the Southeastern Conference. Arch Manning, some consider him the #1 high school recruit prospect in America, selecting Texas over Georgia, I guess was the final. Maybe Texas 1, Georgia 2, Alabama 3, something like that. An extended list would include like Virginia, would include LSU, which I don't really think was, I think Virginia was probably more of a thought than LSU. Anyway, Arch Manning going to Texas. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning. They've been with you over 82 years, since 1940. If you got a good dry cleaner that you like, I guess stick with them. But if you're looking for the best, you want to experience the best dry cleaner, it's Young's Dry Cleaning, literally a New Orleans institution. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations all over the city. To find out more, youngsdrycleaning.com, youngsdrycleaning.com. Rafael Goyeneche is going to join us in a few minutes on this absurdly hot, beyond summer-like Thursday afternoon. Dangerous heat out there. Pets inside. Outdoor pets that aren't coming inside. A dog can't be chained up or left in the backyard. The dog can be brought in. Some outdoor cats are outdoor cats. You can't get them inside. You got to keep the water in the shade so it doesn't get hot. You've got to change the water bowl often. No, it's dangerous out there. Jeff Dorson joined us on the program last week, mentioned 11 dogs that the Humane Society of Louisiana, humanela.org, that Jeff Dorson and his crew know about, have found out about, know the owners, know the situation. Some it's, criminal offense. There's 11 they know about. That tells me there's dozens more animal deaths, and the owners they don't want to be embarrassed. God, I'm pathetic. I killed my dog by dehydration, by chaining him up and leaving him in the backyard in this oppressive heat. The water bowl got knocked over probably 30 minutes after I left the house. 7 hours later, he was dead. No, you idiots. You don't want people to know, so you hide it. No, the thing that worries me about people like that, and you can laugh and roll your eyes, whatever. I mean, it's psychology, psychiatry. Humans that treat animals like that, they treat human beings like that. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer was, killing cats and squirrels, and he couldn't get the skin off the bone clean enough, so he started dipping them in acid, and then he could really get the bone clean. And what happened later? There's bodies in acid baths in his apartment, and human heads and other body parts in the refrigerator and freezer. The exact same thing he was doing at a younger age to animals, he's doing to humans. I mean, it makes sense. People that can't treat... Look, you don't have to be a dog or animal or cat lover. I got friends that come to my house and they see my dog, they pet my dog with the back of their hand. They're just not animal people. They're not dog people, whatever. You're not my friend anymore. Love my dog or we're not friends. You don't have to be that, but you have to be humane. You have to have common sense. Animal's not a possession, Got to be smart about it. Corey Johnson with you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you. Or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good, and we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari free or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro. For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Nursing home owner Bob Dean bails out of jail. $350,000 bond. He is out of jail. Now, he had a bad day yesterday. Indicted, 15-count indictment, and arrested. Felony cruelty, Medicaid fraud, obstruction of justice, warehousing 800, 900 folks from his nursing homes in, first off, a warehouse and a facility that was ready to handle about 300. Maybe ready to handle. You know, I told you back on Tuesday, late Friday, Saturday, Sunday to early Monday, about a 72-hour period, 14 people shot in Orleans Parish, essentially over the weekend plus. 2 murdered, 14 shot. Averaging about 5 a day, 5 every 24 hours. At least 6 people shot in just the last 24 hours in New Orleans. And it's not even the weekend yet. At least 6 people shot, upping the average from over the weekend where it averaged about 5 shot a day. Right under 5 now, at least 6 shot in the last 24 hours in New Orleans. Mind-boggling. It really is. You know, it's mind-boggling when folks take advantage of people. And I think a painting company came up with an idea. Hey, let's use this thick elastomeric paint and let's charge insane prices for what we do, and we'll call it a coating. We'll come up with like a cartoon name, lifetime guarantee. We'll say it's better than paint when it's elastomeric paint. So I think there's kind of a scam going on. It's been going on for like the last 10 years. A painting company disguising themselves with a cartoon name as a coating company. Oh, I did the quotation marks. I'll tell you what these guys are. The world's most expensive home painting company. If you want to get ripped off, if you want to overpay to get your home painted, go with one of these so-called coating companies. But if you're a smart New Orleanian that knows the local guys that you can trust, that have been at it for over half a century, that you've probably used before and got great results. I'm talking about Helm Paint and Decorating. Guess what? They've got elastomeric paint. You want that thick rubberized paint that these so-called coating companies use? Helm's got it. But Helm won't recommend it for your home, and neither will any professional painter anywhere except the guys painting for these coating companies. Don't take my word for it. Ask a professional painter. Google one, call one. Stop by someone getting their house painted and ask them, do I go to Helm Paint and Decorating and use a Benjamin Moore type product? Or do I go with one of these coating companies? They're going to laugh. You go to Helm Paint and Decorating, they're going to tell you. Don't get ripped off. Don't use an expensive, thick, rubberized paint that you do not need. Helm Paint and Decorating. They'll steer you in the right direction. Like I got the Regal Select line of Benjamin Moore paint. It has a lifetime warranty. I'll never, ever paint my house again. And for pennies on the dollar, compared to these so-called hyper-expensive, totally unnecessary, it's overkill, it's a waste, these so-called coatings. Like I said, they're the world's most expensive home painting company. Save thousands of dollars doing it right, doing it better with the right products that professional painters will tell you to use. High-quality Benjamin Moore paints from Helm Paint and Decorating. Now 7 locations, including their newest, the West Bank Stump at West Bank Expressway. They're in Hammond. They're on the North Shore, East Bank, West Bank, all over. Metairie, New Orleans. They got free 2-hour delivery in the metro area, so real easy. You know where to go. Helm Paint and Decorating. Don't get ripped off. No, I hate hearing local talk radio hosts, local folks on TV, kind of celebrity types, people that are known, media members, whatever, and they're hawking this bogus product. There's one thing that I'm lucky, I'm fortunate. I've been at this about 30 years, television and radio. In radio, I don't think there's anyone in the history of radio in this city, at least, and probably very few nationwide, that get to talk about such high-quality products like Helm Paint and Decorating and great restaurants and everything I talk about, J&J Exterminating. They're the best at what they do in New Orleans, in the region, maybe in the country. Some of the best at what they do. So there are a lot of folks, Corey, we like the live commercials you do. Will you do that for my company? And I have to kind of just tell them, if their product's not high-end, or I just say it's not a good fit, or I've got another company that's similar, I'm not going to tell them, I'm not lying to them, but I'm not going to go, man, I don't really like your product. And I don't want to lie and say it's a good product when I don't really believe in it. I mean, I'm not going to get into that and insult people that come to me and want them to, I take it as a compliment. I'm going to just, but some I'm honored and I get to talk about them. Just high quality folks. So, yeah, I'm not going to give you the runaround. Hey, Corey, here's some money. Talk about this. There's something that I decided against, and I had a few opportunities because I don't do it. It's not that I'm against it. It's just I don't do it, and I don't really believe in it, and I think it's sort of got a little ill will edge to it a little. But I'm not against it in the least bit. I got no problem with it. I just didn't feel I wanted to promote it for money. And I thought it was going to be kind of fly by night, and they weren't going to be there all the time, and they were going to kind of just use me to launch and then bail on me in a few months. And I don't do it. Talking about gambling, all these gambling sites and sports betting, and you get get $300 free play and all this. There were opportunities and a lot of money on the table. But I don't know. I'm not trying to say I'm better or anything like that. Just different than a lot of local talent in town that salespeople come with anything. They'll hawk that product for 3 months. They get no traction, no results because they probably don't believe in it. They're reading some lame script and they're not doing it again. I can't think of too many local talk radio or DJs that consistently talk about products, probably like Wild Wayne or Uptown Angela, people like that, the legendary folks. But there's not too many, I promise you, that talk about products for a long, long time because they'll take the money and run with it, like the gambling thing. So, no, I'm in it for the long haul. My reputation's on the line. I tell you to go to Lebanon's Cafe and go get lamb chops or shish kebab. And I tell you the service is great and it's authentic and it's priced right and it's fresh and it's the best in Middle Eastern food in the area. And I'm wrong? That's a problem. You're not going to believe me on a lot of stuff. So when I tell you to go to Lebanon's because of the lamb chop and the shish kebab, you can count on it that I'm telling you the truth. 97 degrees, feels like 106. I'm telling you, it's like a 10:30 to 6 p.m., 6:30 thing. Vulnerable animals, vulnerable citizens, vulnerable people, your relatives. If you know they don't have air conditioning, your neighbors, they're elderly, they're vulnerable, they have health issues. Come on. Get over there, get them in your car, get them to the community center, get them to the library. Get him to the shopping mall. Get him to the fast food restaurant. Get him in some air conditioning. You can't have folks sitting in 97 degrees, feels like 106. You know, even with all the agua, water, H2O in the world. It's hot. Got to check on people and pets. Yeah, keep those water bowls full. Tonight, the NBA draft, the young and talented New Orleans Pelicans. Zion Williamson in these videos, a great one the other day from like Lakeshore Playground, playing with just some kids. Like maybe, I don't know, the kids had, you know, attitude in the photos, so I'd say they're 15 to 20 maybe. And there's Zion, who's only like 21 or so, playing with the kids. And the kid's just posing for this picture, and Zion is ripped and cut and doesn't look at all heavy or fat or bloated at all. The opposite, like chiseled. I love Willie Green and the job he did with this team. So, hey, how's Zion going to fit in with the team? Almost to the quotation marks. That's a team. Willie Green's going to get it done. I have confidence in that coach making the Zion puzzle piece fit in with the rest of the Pelicans team puzzle. It's only going to be a plus, not a negative. I liked Zion on the bench with the team during the little, you know, play-in, playoff gimmick and the playoff first round series against Phoenix. I liked him on the sidelines, emotionally involved. The Pels select 8th overall. Yeah, young, talented. And then you get like a C.J. McCollum is just like a perfect veteran, savvy leader type. No, next year, the Pels, I mean, I think there's an expectation if Zion is healthy and plays the whole year and they fit him in and the team takes it up another level. It's not, hey, they're a playoff team. That's a given. It's like, they better be like 4, 5, 6 seeds somewhere in the middle. And then the next year, I mean, with all these Laker picks and all that, should be, you know, busting on the Western Conference doors, trying to maybe make it to the finals. And then maybe a year after that, maybe an NBA finals, if you're really progressing towards that type of goal. Anyway, tonight, the NBA draft, the young and talented Pelicans select 8th overall. A lottery pick. They'll get a very, very good player. Arch Manning, some consider him the #1 high school recruit, #1 prospect in the country, selecting Texas. I guess over Georgia, maybe over Alabama a little bit. Arch Manning of Newman High School going to Texas. About 8 hours west down the interstate system of America, the University of Texas. Hook 'em horns, hooray. At least 6 shot in the last 24 hours in Orleans Parish. That's insane. It's crazy. Over the weekend, it was 14 people. It ain't even the weekend yet. And then next weekend's an extended 4th of July weekend. Holy smokes. Ouch. The mayor is in Switzerland signing a sister city agreement. I don't know if it's gall, nerve, you know, the privates of a male person has big you-know-what. I mean, it's just the city has major problems, and the mayor literally sneaks off to Switzerland, to Europe, for like a 4-day trip. And we Googled like the cheapest ticket possible yesterday for like, you know, Johnny traveling the world with his knapsack. Hey, I'm going to go to Ascona, Switzerland from New Orleans with 4 stops. So just a painful trip. 4 stops. You're probably going to like, you know, you don't even get out of the United States right away. You probably go Atlanta, New York, then you leave the United States. And then you go to Europe somewhere, and then you get to Ascona. So it's 4 stops. It's like 24, 30 hours of travel time. It is a miserable journey, only suited for a young backpacker on an adventure, trying to save money. It's $1,700 plus for that ticket. How much do you think it is for Ascona New Orleans, Ascona round trip, one stop, like New Orleans, New York, New York to Ascona, New Orleans to D.C., wherever Ascona is nonstop from the United States. Or maybe the mayor went New Orleans, London nonstop on British Airways and went London to Ascona nonstop. She stopped one stop because there isn't a nonstop to Ascona from New Orleans. And she probably upgraded to business class. It's probably like a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 ticket. No, it's just pathetic behavior. And, of course, the C. Ray Nagin thing, just like the petty meals on the credit card, just petty and cheap. You're an adult. It's just so just cheesy and weak. No, just like C. Ray Nagin announces the trip after the plane's already left New Orleans. Because could you imagine, hey, in 2 weeks, y'all, going to Ascona, didn't know what it was yesterday, but apparently New Orleans and Ascona, we're going to do this sister city thing. I got to go sign some documents. Can't do an e-document sign. Can't do it virtually. Got to go check out Ascona. Anyway. People would have freaked out. Black, white, Republican, Democrat. Got potholes, got crime. Can't get my kid in this school. Got judges that are letting criminals out. Got a DA that might go to jail that's letting criminals out. Got a police force that's beat up and abused. Got a major crime problem in New Orleans. We're not competing against Austin or Nashville. We're not getting the job done. We're not bringing in jobs by the dozens, by the hundreds. Folks aren't moving here. Folks aren't moving here. No, it's crazy. It's empty U-Hauls getting loaded up and leaving the metro area. And the mayor is doing a sister city thing in Ascona, Switzerland. That's why I named her over a year ago Junket Cantrell. No, the coronavirus crisis would end up being 8 years in office. That probably saved us, I don't know, about a year and a half of no travel. You figure she goes on a trip about every 2 months or so. Half dozen, maybe 6, 7, 8 trips a year. That saved taxpayers maybe 8, 10, 12 trips that the mayor could have gone on. Could have been South Africa, could have been Ghana, Africa, could have been Havana, Cuba, could have been Japan, Australia, Europe, New York, San Francisco, Aspen, Colorado. This is Ascona, Switzerland, signing a sister city agreement. I guarantee you, like, Omaha, Nebraska, Leningrad is like their sister city. There's no trade. There's no commerce. It's a total token waste of time. If New Orleans was just like cruising along, we just had a great economy, low crime, incredible infrastructure, young college graduates flocking here, just unlimited jobs, cranes in the sky, buildings going up everywhere. Go sign the sister city agreement. No one would care. You're the mayor. Go on a junket. Who cares? We're booming here. But it's the opposite. It just yells. The mayor it yells to citizens, black, white, old, young, rich or poor, Democrat or Republican. Hey, y'all, screw you. I'm a lame duck mayor. I'm in for my last term. I'm elected. I'm not going anywhere for 3+ years. Yeah, I'm going to use that city credit card and eat good at New Orleans high-end restaurants. And yes, every few months, I'm going on a junket at the city's taxpayer expense. Because I got to tell y'all something. In 3.5 years, it'll be back to old LaToya. Limited resources, not the mayor. And I got news for you, nowhere to go. Hopefully I'll hook up with some fake nonprofit, spend 80-90% of the money donated to that nonprofit on myself, and can continue a palatable lifestyle. No, that's the mayor's mentality, and it's just weak. Anyway, in Switzerland, signing a sister city agreement and basically saying, hey, New Orleanians, screw you. Black, white, old, young, rich, poor. Screw you. I'm in control. I'm going to do what I want. Screw you people. Corey Johnson with you. 97 degrees feels like 106 degrees. You know, I guess the lack of rain is keeping the mosquito count down, but they're still out there. I think when the wind blows 1 mile an hour or more, mosquitoes pretty much stay put. But when things are calm, they can fly, and they'll bite you. I was messing with the outdoor cat last night and slapped a mosquito on my ankle because I was outside my housing zone. I was about 50 yards down the street from my house. No, J&J Exterminating, it's like a shield around my house. They literally mosquito-proof my yard. So I don't have mosquitoes in my yard. They can do the same for you. Plus, get rid of any pests or bugs you don't want crawling around your home or office. They've been at it since 1960, the largest Louisiana-based pest control company. You can find them anywhere in Louisiana online, jjext.com.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
I love the Shield. You too can get the Shield, jjext.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Hot as hell. Hey, Jason, let's knock out a break. When we come back, we're going to pick it up with Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission, find out who's responsible for all this. Hey, tonight, the NBA draft, Pelicans selecting 8th overall. Newman High School star, quarterback. Some consider him the number one high school prospect recruit in the entire country. Arch Manning, Cooper Manning's kid. That's Peyton and Eli's brother, or Cooper, his kid. Eli and Peyton's nephew. Archie Manning's grandkid. Arch Manning committing to UT, the University of Texas, over there in Austin. Every day we broadcast live on radio, on television, via the internet device, on YouTube, from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Some folks have been telling me to throw out the phone number, not just the website, so I'm going to do that from now on. 841-3300. 841-3300 is the phone number. The website is NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. The company's River Cities Total Maintenance. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys. Air conditioning experts that come right now. 841-3300 or online at NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. Thanks for finding us. Oh So Fine 93.9 FM. And thanks for finding us at CoreyTalks.com, live streaming, including you can link right up to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. Click to subscribe. Click on the notification bell, the thumbs up. Yeah, we're on YouTube. Put Corey Johnson Neutral Ground in that search bar, or just go to CoreyTalks.com and you can link up to us that way. 97 degrees, feels like 106. Stay in air conditioning. Vulnerable people, outdoor pets, get them in air conditioning. It's too hot, especially from like 10:30 to 6:30. I mean, it's 97 right now, feels like 106. Air conditioning, hydration, lots of water. Rafael Goyeneche joins us from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. How you doing, Rafael?
I'm fine, Corey. How are you this evening?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us again. Let's do this backwards again, Rafael, instead of jamming in the info at the end before we hit the top of the hour, a commercial break that's coming. Let's take our time and let folks know. How can folks get what I get, this email blast once a week with just a great amount of crime statistics, and I mean great as far as large and in-depth and detailed and fact-based. How can everyone get that? How can folks get on the website if they have a tip for, something going on that they want to let the Metropolitan Crime Commission know about it? Fill us in on all that, social media, everything.
So anyone can get it the same way you got it. They either call us at the office, 504-524-3148. Give us your email address, and we'll put you on our email blasts that go out weekly about crime trends, prosecution reports, inmate populations, and other reports that we put out all the time. Or they can go to our website, metrocrime.org, and follow some of the prompts on our website to subscribe. Give us your email address, and we'll put you on the list. There's no charge. We send it out. As I said, every week there's several reports that we release about the criminal justice system, and it's painless, doesn't cost you a penny, and you can either do it online or give us a call at the office.
Rafael Goyeneche's with us with the Metropolitan Crime Commission for a few minutes. Hey, Rafael, with the problem we have with violent crime, the reputation New Orleans has, and it seems to be getting worse nationwide, how it could affect tourism, and so much on the line, people flocking from the city, this major crime problem. I've got a pretty good imagination, but I was even shocked a little bit yesterday in the middle of my show when I found out the mayor was in Ascona, Switzerland, signing a sister city agreement. Were you kind of blown away by that?
Yeah, I didn't find out until this morning. So she's in Switzerland, and she left the city behind in trouble. And that's where we are. And the trouble that we're in is of political making. So what I'm referring to is the fact that the police department is at an historic staffing low. We started to ring the bell and warn of this in 2020. And our Our call, our urgings have been ignored. So we decided to start publishing on a weekly basis the crime trend reports that you just referred to. And we started pushing these things out on a weekly basis in 2020. And then last year we started putting out weekly prosecutor reports. So what we're seeing is that, you were talking about the shootings. Well, the report that we released on Monday, we had 140 homicides on Monday. As we speak today, less than 4 days later, we have 147 homicides, and the day isn't over yet. Our homicide total for right now, 147 homicides, exceeds the entire annual totals of 2017, 2018, and 2019. So what we're seeing is that the numbers go up for all of the significant categories of violent crime as the numbers of police officers continue to decline. And the police department is not in this state of disarray or diminished manpower of their choosing. It's because the political leadership since 2020 has failed to do anything to help the police department. And what I'm referring to is that if you can't hire enough people, you cannot retain enough people, you increase the pay. We've seen that happen in New Orleans before, and we've seen that a pay raise for the police department improves recruitment and slows down attrition. And we failed to do that for 3 years. And we're at the point right now where I saw some stats put out last week that as of a week ago, we were the homicide capital of the United States on a per capita basis midway through the year. And those types, we've been there before. Those are the bad old days. And we're quickly returning to those bad old days. Not because the police department doesn't care, not because the police department isn't capable of combating crime. They absolutely are, but not to the extent that we are with the manpower that we're down close to 500 officers to what we actually need to police the city.
At least.
And we're not doing anything to change those numbers right now.
The opposite.
There's just been a document signed where $900,000 has been provided to the Police and Justice Foundation to step up the recruitment process by the city of New Orleans. But that money just got there this week. And we've already lost over 80 officers so far this year, and we got 8 cadets in the academy.
I was going to say.
Don't graduate until August.
You can't bring in 15, 18, 20 and lose 60 or 80. The math just doesn't work. Hey, Rafael, J.P. Morrell takes it a step further, too. He says Ferguson's the problem, the police department's the problem, it's broken, it doesn't work, it doesn't function. He almost acts as it's like just any other New Orleans entity. Totally dysfunctional. The chief's part of the problem. He's got to go. He's like the NOPD's rotten to the core almost and has to start over. I don't think it's that extreme. I'm kind of more. I don't know if Ferguson's the answer or not, but he doesn't seem to be the problem, and the problems seem to be a lot bigger than him. Could you comment on J.P. Morrell's opinion on this police chief in particular and the department as a whole?
Right. I've already gone on record saying that I don't believe for a second that Chief Ferguson is the problem for this. I just got finished explaining that the manpower crisis was, due to, not to Chief, to Sean Ferguson, because the politicians have failed to give the police department the resources that they need. We can't use facial recognition and some of the other technologies that every other law enforcement agency in the region
in America
and in the country can use.
Yep.
When the city's invested tens of millions of dollars in the real-time crime center, ringing the city in crime cameras, and our police department, by city ordinance that was authored by Jason Williams back in 2020, blocks the police department from using that technology that would be a force multiplier, help the police solve violent crime. And we can't use it. Baton Rouge just launched their real-time crime center. And it's already paying dividends, and they're using all the technology that their center provides that we have available, but our police department can't use that technology.
No, and the council...
Not because they don't want to, but because the city says they can't use it.
No, and the council can't seem to figure this out. I've had a few council people on the last few weeks. I'm like, hey, guys, don't lead. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Go to too many municipalities to name in the country that are using this and follow their lead, their rules and regulations. Do it how they're doing it. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of great examples. Yet, you know, we like reinventing the wheel in New Orleans and Louisiana. We get nothing.
Procedures that the police department has prepared to utilize this technology constitutionally without violating anybody's rights.
Yep.
Those policies and procedures were presented to the Department of Justice and approved. And that still wasn't enough to get this ordinance on the table. Now, they're going to rewrite the ordinance. It's supposed to come up next month. We'll see. I'm supposed to meet with some council members in the next week or so to discuss their support for this ordinance. But changing Sean Ferguson means that the next chief comes in and they're still 500 officers short.
Yep.
They still don't have a pay raise to recruit or retain more officers. They still can't use the technology that's available to the city because the city council won't amend the ordinance. So changing the police chief is not going to solve the problems that we have right now. The problem isn't the police chief. The problems are the politicians and the roadblocks they put in the way of the police chief and the police department doing their job.
Rafael Goyeneche is with us for a few more minutes. He's with the Metropolitan Crime Commission. I don't know why, you know, the mayor has this money coming from the feds, $100 million going to culture bearers. That's just such a broad-based term, and I am all into the culture of this city. I think of Mardi Gras Indians and things like that. $100 million. What could the police department do with $100 million, Rafael?
Well, of course, but then, you know what? They don't need $100 million.
Yeah.
They just need the handcuffs taken off of them. They just need a pay raise. You know, so what happened in Jefferson Parish? Sheriff Joe Lopinto recognized that he was losing his deputies to other jurisdictions because his pay wasn't competitive with the other jurisdictions. What did he do? He went out to the public, got a millage, or not a millage, it was a millage. The voters voted it in. And we have a police department that the crime rate is much, much worse in New Orleans than it ever is going to be in Jefferson Parish. And it just didn't happen this year. This has been escalating for 3 years now. And everyone knows the solutions. None of the political leadership has stepped up and done anything to provide the solutions, the resources the department needs to protect and serve the people of New Orleans.
Hey, Rafael, literally in about 30 seconds, did this start with Mitch Landrieu defunding the police and getting rid of Ronald Surpass? I mean...
Well, yes, it did. But you know what? At least Mitch Landrieu recognized the error of his ways, and after about 2 years of a hiring freeze, he realized that Surpass was right, and he offered a pay raise to rebuild the numbers of the police department. So Mitch made a mistake, but he recognized the error, and he funded the police department, and it helped rebuild the department to bring down the crime rate to the 2017, the 2018, and the 2019 levels.
Yep.
But the pay raise went away in 2020, and the numbers started to decline, and recruitment started to decline, and attrition accelerated. And here we are 3 years later with less than 1,000 officers, and we're going to start 2023 with fewer officers than what we have right now.
Rafael, always a pleasure, man. Thank you as always. Thanks for all the info.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Corey.
That's Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission joining us on the program. That's Blue Boy saying thanks for joining us, thanks for watching, thanking Jason for running the controls and reminding everyone. What, buddy? Fury's is open till 9 with fresh local seafood. Don't forget the gumbo and onion rings. Buddy, you're amazing. Fury's open till 9. Blue Boy, you're right as usual. 93.9 FM New Orleans. See you mañana.